Me Barb again, and I'm at Starbuckaroos, woo, again. There's my little sweet Daisy, just sleeping away. Well, we get up earlier and earlier every day. I just don't know what's going on, you know, and of course she's blind now, so is this in the way? I don't know if this isn't even in the way, but I'm going to move it. And so, but she just wants to go to bed earlier and get up earlier, and you know, it's just like her eating. Okay, I'm going to talk about Starbucks in just a second, but it was just like, you know, we used to give her her supper at 5, then it was 4:30, then it was 4, then it was 3:30, then it was 3, now it's at 2. But we give her 3 meals now because of her diabetes. Anyway, I'm at Starbucks now. I have to thank Destiny, one of our wonderful Barb's besties. Destiny, I don't know if you've given up on me or not yet, but you had recommended that I do a cake pop review at Starbucks last year around this time. I think it was like the end of January of 2024. Well, you know, I still have all of your recommendations, and I still plan to get to them. It may be in 2030, but I'll get there if they even have those things. Anyway, here we are at Starbuckaroos. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Boo-doo, boo, boo. We've got 5. 5 cake pops. Now, I have the names of them, and I was talking to the lady at Starbucks, and she was like, well, that's vanilla, well, that's vanilla, well, that's vanilla. I was like, I think Starbucks, you can step it up. I know you're all about the drinks, but us folks that don't drink coffee, we need some help. Well, I don't know. Maybe all of these are fantastic. Let's give it a try. Let's start with the very first one. I'm going to start with the Snowman. Now, this is how hang on one second. Where are they all? I'm going to show you how they were given to me. Now, you know, I'm ordering 5. Now, I think that's a pretty healthy order to order 5 cake pops. And this is how they were given to me, in a bag like this. Now, I go to bakeries around here that are cheaper than some of these fast food chains, and they have beautiful packages, little boxes, little sweet things. So I feel like Starbucks, I don't mean to be so hard on you, but you could step it up from throwing a bunch of beautiful cake pops in a bag. Because what happens to them? Well, let me just show you. Look at this beautiful pink one is all covered with brown. Here, let me show you. That beautiful pink pop is covered with all these brown icing. I just feel like they could have wrapped each one like with a little paper around each one and put them in gently. And it wasn't busy, so don't. So these, I'm going to show you the 5 we're going to taste test. Or I'm going to taste test, but hopefully you'll hang out for all 5. I know I take so long to vlog. So this is the Snowman one. Cute as a button. Isn't that so cute? Now you guys probably have already had that. But look at all that chocolate around there because it was rubbing against the other chocolate. This is the one for Valentine's Day, you all. And again, look at, if I was going to bring that to the office, I couldn't lick it like I am now. I guess I could. I guess I could have put water on it to make it look nice for that person. Now that's kind of cute. And then we have I think this is the chocolate cake pop. You know I like that. And this is the birthday cake pop. Now, I feel like hang on folks, I'm sorry. If it's the birthday one, they could put different color sprinkles on there. And again, there's chocolate from banging on the other one. And this is the cookies and cream. Now, let's see. Now, I have been not a cake pop person because I just feel like, you get so little for your money. Now, I think I reviewed one before, and I was delightfully surprised. Hang on one second now. So let's just see, alrighty. So let's go ahead and get this. What am I gonna do? Cake pop, Starbucks, cake pops. We're gonna start with this one. This is what I said. The Snowman. I think it's a vanilla. Okay, you all. I'm sorry. You know, my father used to do lapidary work. He would collect rocks and, you know, polish them up sand them on the wheels and polish them up. But when he would look for rocks, he would just pick up a rock from the ground and lick it to see what's really going on. Because, you know, like the agate stone, you lick it and it just turns into these beautiful colors. So I have no problem doing that. But I suppose on a channel it doesn't look so great. Okay, here's our Snowman. He's a cutie patootie. He's just full of chocolate. Well, I just like to review them as I get them and not change them. Alrighty, let's take a bite, right? tastes fun. Vanilla chocolate on the outside. Now, I gotta say, I think crumble cookies, the inside of crumble cookies tastes like a cake pop. That's the vanilla inside. It's nice. It actually, I get the deal with cake pops. You get the sweetness, you get the joy and the fun of having something sweet, but it's not so much stuff. I think it's wonderful. I think it's kind of high priced, but it's Starbucks. For each one of these, they were $3.25 plus tax, of course. I think they're fun, but this tastes like the inside of a doughy cookie, but it tastes good. I could eat this whole thing right now, but I got 4 more to try. So 1 to 10, 1, you're going to get sick on the side of the road, never want to hear or speak of it again. And 10, what is it? You can't stop thinking about it. You're going to tell your friends and family, and you're going to go back for more. I tell you, one day if I was driving by myself, I might just stop by and get me a little Snowman cake pop. I'm more of a chocolate gal. 1 out of 10. Well, it's definitely not a 5, and it's not a 6. I would say this is a 7.5 or an 8. Let's say it's 7.75. I'll compromise. Yeah, I liked him. Oh, righty then. 1 down, 4 to go. Oh, you all. How you doing out there? I never asked you all about your Christmas presents, and that's not what Christmas is about. And I really see every holiday in the wintertime is about light and about sharing your light and your love and your honest joy. It's such a beautiful thing, I think, and here we are in the wintertime. It really is winter now, and it's been like foggy lately and just a little, I wouldn't say dreary, that's a negative tone, but just a gray, outside. Alrighty, so we did that. That was sweet, but, I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would. Let's try this one. Now, this is called the birthday cake, covered with the brown. That's ticking me off a little. It's not ticking me off, it's not. But it's just kind of like, oh, come on, Starbucks, you can do better than that. At least wrap each one. I want to see. Yeah, see, if you just, well, you can't lick it if you're going to give it to somebody, but if you had a little water, you could, make them look a little nicer. But this is the birthday cake, from what I understand, and that's what, it is the birthday cake one. That's what it says on the internet. Alrighty, take a bite, right? Destiny, this one's for you. Okay. I'll show you the inside. Gooey in the inside. I think it tastes pretty much like the Snowman one, except for it has sprinkles, so it has a little extra added crunch to it. I give it a 7. Maybe it's because I just had the other one. I'm not sure. But still, they're both a thumbs up. I think they're fun. And one little trick somebody said to me, or I heard on YouTube or something, somebody said, if you have children that are like 6 and under, don't buy them a cake pop. Just get them a pup cup. And I thought, that's a good idea. I mean, I see people now, they're giving their children coffee all the time. I don't remember people being able to, when I was growing up in the 60s and 70s, no children drank coffee. Now, there's no judgment in this. It's just a different time. But, it's just a different world. But I think most people wouldn't test coffee till they were in college or, in their 20s. Maybe some people did at 16 or 18, but I didn't know anybody that did. But it's just a different world, and Starbucks has made it a different world when it comes to coffee and all that stuff. And I'm one of these people that, like, I can drink coffee now. I've always told you I don't drink coffee. I can drink coffee, but it has to have loads of cream, like hazelnut cream, and loads of sugar. Oh, I got to tell you something. Let me tell you this story after I finish this next one. So we've done 2 down, 3 to go. Let's do, well, oh, it feels so sweet. Let me do the chocolate one. I think I reviewed this before. A chocolate cake pop. Bite, right? Oh. Oh, creamy. The chocolate is really nice around it. Look inside there. It's like fudge brownie. Maybe it's called the chocolate brownie cake pop, but on the internet it just says the, what does it say on the, it says the chocolate cake pop. That is sweet, but it's rich. Now, this is something I can get my head around, because sometimes you just want something, but you don't want to go crazy, because I'm one of these people, when I have a little bit of chocolate, I'm going to have a lot of chocolate. So I either have to stay away from it or just have a titch. So this is wonderful, because, if you just want a little hit of chocolate and you're on the road, or you just, you're stressed out from home, from work, from life, just treat yourself a little bit. You don't have to treat yourself to 5,000, cookies or something, but you could have a little cake pop. Well, you could 5,000 cookies if you wanted. Have you watched those shows where they just eat and eat and eat, like tons of stuff? Like, I can eat, and I can eat sweets, but oh God, there's so many things I want to tell you. I got to tell you this story. Okay, what was the other story I was going to tell you? Darn it. Oh God, I'm thinking of so many things. Well, now I'll go ahead and tell you this story. I'll rewatch this later and go, oh no, I forgot to tell them that story. But this cake pop, I wish I could rewind this right now. Can you shout to me and tell me what I was talking about before? I was talking about the birthday cake one. Still not ringing a bell. All right, so the chocolate, and then I was talking about all the shows that they eat so much. Goodness sakes, you could tell by looking at me, I like to eat. But back in college, and maybe I've shared this story, but this was years ago, I probably shared it. I'm going to share it again. Maybe I didn't share it. I think I did. But anyway. We were in college, and we went on spring break to Florida. And I think there were 4 of us. There might have been 5. But we went to Fort Lauderdale, like spring break, hoo-ha. But instead of bar hopping, we decided to go dessert hopping. Now, that's my jam. You know that. Oh, and I was like, oh, good. Phew, we're not going to go bar hopping. I'd just be paying for water all night. And I know it's no judgment around drinking for me. It's just, I just never cared for the taste. Now, I can have a sip of wine. I can have a little sip of Clue and Cream on my 50th birthday. But much rather just go out and have a cake pop. So anyway, we went into a place with nice cheesecake and key lime pie, I think. But we ended up at this ice cream place, and it wasn't a Pikes Peak like Farrell's used to be, but it was something like that. And it was this huge monster, and I did the whole, you can eat it within an hour or something like that. It was mounds of ice cream, and I had to unbuckle my pants or undo my pants, and then I had to run around the outside of the building. And you'll remember this. And then I did some jumping jacks. And, of course, I wasn't as big as I am now, but I was determined. I got to the very bottom, and at the bottom they had this pound cake, but it was not spoiled. What do you call pound cake when it's I can't think of the word. The pound cake was dry and just old. It was old pound cake. I don't know what you call it. Old pound cake, and it was tons of this syrup in it. I could never kill. I don't think I ever finished that part of it. I'm not sure, but I did eat that ice cream. I don't know if I ate it all. I don't. And if you remember, let me know. So anyway, so here we go. Gosh, if YouTube was around when I was in my 20s, ooh, I would have had fun. I would have been vlogging all night. Alrighty, so this one, well, I think you heard the beep. I think as far as cake pops, this has got to be a 10. It's just a beauty. Oh, and it's rich and good. Yum, 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 yum. There's my Daisy. Daisy, say hi. She goes, I am so tired, Barbara. I cannot move. Oh, she just gave a huff. She went, okay. Everyone asks me what's in my cup. This is water. It's just H2O. In fact, I'm running out of my water. Water. I love my H2O. Okay, we have done 1, 2. Okay, we just have 2 more to go. 3 down, 2 to go. Woohoo! What was I going to tell you about? It was about the birthday pop. Oh, I wish I could remember. Well, sooner or later, I'll tell you, I'm sure. Alrighty, now we have leftovers, the cookies and cream and the Valentine's one. So I'm going to do the cookies and cream only because, let's do the Valentine's one. Whoops, because I have a feeling it's either strawberry or vanilla. They could get more creative. It would be nice to have like a raspberry field in the center or something like that. Ooh. Starbucks, can you hear me? Starbucks, can you see me? All right, let's take a bite, right? Valentine's Day. You all. It's another vanilla. It's good. You know, because I keep getting vanilla, I'm going to call it a 6.5, but there's probably a 7. I mean, let me take another bite. I'm going to pretend I've never had a cake pop before. It's nice. 6.75, maybe a 6.5. But it's cute and it's pretty, and it would be nice if you wanted to give one to somebody or stick it in a cupcake or put them in cake or just leave a little something at somebody's desk to cheer them up. You know, because some folks have a really hard time on Valentine's Day. And I understand that. Oh, I know what we were going to talk about. Okay, we're going to talk about this. So there you go. I think it's cute. A little fancy-pantsy and just a little fun. Give them to your kiddos or whoever. Alrighty. I was going to say, I never talked about Christmas presents, and you know, that's not what it's all about, and then I veered on to another direction. But, you know, Penny doesn't do presents for Christmas and Hanukkah, and I do. But this year she surprised me, and she gave me presents for Christmas. It was so fun. I was out of my mind. I kind of contained myself, I think, because I was so surprised. If she could have known what was going on in my heart and my mind, I was jumping up in joy. I was like, oh, it was so fun. Well, what had happened was, I don't know, maybe it was in November, and she came up to me, and let me tell you, she's the most giving, generous person in the world. So don't think that she doesn't treat me right, because she does. But I think in November or something, maybe even December, she came to me and said, I got you something. And she had gotten me a radio, you know, like the old transistor radios from the 60s or the 50s. They were like this. They were like a square. But it had a good emergency radio on it. Because what happened during the hurricane is, of course, no one could communicate. No one could. And we had some weather radios, and it's the only thing that we could hear on. But it was so staticky. And then we had a weather radio where you wind it. In the hotel, we were winding it. But it wore us out. Because through the weather radio, you could get some information. And then later for the radio, you could get updates on what was happening in Asheville in western North Carolina. Asheville. And so that was our lifeline. So we realized the importance of it. So Penny went and bought me one, and it was just perfect, that perfect one for me. You know, you could get the channels, play a little music, because, you know, I just have this CD player, and the radio station, it's just like, it's only one volume, so I could, you know, bring my radio wherever I go, on the garden. Alrighty, so I don't know what I was talking about. Christmas presents. So it was just, so when she gave me that radio, it was in November, December, I said, Penny, you could have just kept this in the box and stuck a bow on it or stick it underneath the tree. And she goes, no, I just want to, when she gets me something, she wants to give it to me right away. She does that before my birthday. You know, she could be July or August, and she's June. She's giving me presents. I'm just like, put a bow on it, hold it. She just can't sit on it. So I said, you know, thank you so much. It's so sweet of you. I love it. It could have been a Christmas present. I'll pretend it was a Christmas present. So I actually, and then she gave me this little pouch that you can put it in, which was great. And it's like a foamy thing. So, and with extra batteries in there. And so I had put it underneath the tree, so I felt like, you know, I had got a present. But then she surprised me. She kept getting more and more. It was so fun, you all. It was so fun. And, I got to do an advent calendar one. Hopefully next year I'm more up to par and more in the groove. Because even though the station might be, you know, not putting out a lot this year, sooner or later, you know, I'll get it going. There's just a lot been going on in my little life, my little corner of the world. Alrighty, we're on the last one, you all. 4 down, 1 to go. This is the cookies and cream. Now, hopefully it's not vanilla inside. Is Daisy still? Daisy, oh, look at her. She's the sweetest soul on the planet. She is so sweet. Alrighty, cookies and cream, you all. Ready? I'll take a bite, right? That's something caught in my throat. This is interesting. What's nice about this cake pop, you bite into it, and you get the white chocolate on the outside, but then you get the fudgy stuff in the inside. So it tames it down. It's almost like a malt flavor, like a chocolate malt flavor. Very rich, very good. I'm not a big white chocolate fan. So, if you're a white chocolate fan, you're going to love this. I think this is a cool cookie. I probably wouldn't get it again because I would get the fudge brownie. I would. But I think for somebody that I knew liked cookies and cream, or they like chocolate malt, or they like white chocolate, I would definitely get this for them. Yeah. I give it an 8. It's really good. Chocolate's so good in there. That fudge is so good. Maybe it's a 9. Maybe 9. Let's say it's an 8.5. No, it's an 8.25. I'm sorry I laughed like that. There was a time when I didn't laugh. When I was in high school. This is how I laughed. And one time, we was a play rehearsal, and Andover High School, and Mr. Kinter, he was the theater coach, and he was the theater teacher, and I just loved him. He was so sweet and so nice, just down to earth, wholesome person. He came up to me, sat next to me, and he said, Barbara, you can laugh. And I said, well, I am. He said, that's not a laugh. You're holding it in. Just let it out. And that was so sweet of him. I never even thought that I was holding in my laughter. And then in college, my roommates were like, Barbara, just laugh. And I was like, I don't know how, but I did. And now this is what you got. Okay. That was fun. Destiny, thank you. Woo, woo, woo. That was a lot of fun. Starbuckers, I tell ya, I like that. The only critique I have for you is just, I wish you could package it a little nicer. That's not a bad critique if you ask me. I think they're just fun. Well, how fun was that? You all, I hope you take good care of yourselves. And I hope you have a good day. And if you don't, if you're really struggling, just hold on. And if you're reeling, I was going to say this one time, is that I had a real horrible, rough time in my life. It was just, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Not that I have an enemy, but, and I certainly don't have a worst enemy, but just that phrase. And one time, and I don't know, I don't know if someone told me to do it, or if I just started doing it. But the idea was that your right brain is more of your subjective views and your, the drama and the emotional views. And your left brain is more analytical, like logical, blah, blah, blah. I gotta stop talking. Okay, let me just finish. So if you're really reeling, like you're an emotional reel, you can't get out of it, you're all lost. Well, I would do, I'm like going left, right. I would start counting backwards, or I would do multiplication tables in my head and stuff. And it just got my right brain disengaged and just kind of got me more grounded. I used to try to look in dictionary at words, but they can trigger the emotional stuff in the right brain. So that's a trick I did. I am not a therapist. I am not a counselor. I just somebody who talks a lot and, been on the planet a while. You all, take good care of yourselves. Please be gentle with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. All the other animals on the planet, they rest during the winter. The plants rest. We're allowed to rest a little bit and take it a little slower. You all, take gentle care of yourselves. And until the next time, tally ho, good friends. Bye-bye now.